Okay, cool. Good to go. I feel like minorly self-conscious about my bed not being made. 1 second. We just ruin everything.
Better than being netted.
Perfect. No, it just has nothing on it and it's all on the floor. Everything's great. How has everyone been for the past 3-4 weeks that we haven't met? I don't know how long it's been, I forgot.
I think it's
I
only
have
three.
been there for
3 weeks.
3 weeks, you're right. Oh. My back!
This 18 break.
Spider-Man. Okie dokie. So,
Artichoke.
I'm not an artichoke.
wow. Ah,
Now I'm hungry.
let me go ahead and get the world back set up. Whoa. Would anybody like to give us a recap of what happened last time? If
We
anyone
killed the
remembers.
dragon and everybody's happy.
Yes.
An accurate recap would be preferable.
No, if I say it, I will will it into existence.
Oh no, he's taking over the DM. Can I be a player
Oh,
now?
no.
I haven't got to be a player in so long. Let me see here. Trying to get the combat music set up again, but I'm not sure how long combat will be lasting. We'll see. So nobody wants to do the the.
I think Ethan might like to.
Okay.
What might we like to do? Oh dear, it's just using the wrong camera.
When we last left off in our lovely Dungeons and Dragons extravaganza, we were doing an actual dungeon with an actual dragon, something that I've never done before and I was super excited to do, but it seems it's a bit too powerful
Disbelief.
for all of our heroes here. As you look around the battlefield, you see that most of your allies and you yourselves are very low on, HP and abilities and
We're all
spell
dead.
slots, and it's a rough situation as far as being able to get out of here alive. You had decided to infiltrate Colville's Ash and search for secrets as to how you might be able to undo the damage that was done to the town of Westwood. But in the process of searching for
In
information,
West Philadelphia.
you didn't find all that much useful items, as though the place had already been picked clean for treasure and interesting objects. Mama Swizzle did find a piece of paper, which she stuffed in her bag without looking at. Ananias found a book with a tongue pinned on the outside that had a lot of notes, almost like a journal of some kind, seeming to be important of some variety. But other than that, they were not able to find all that many useful items until they were ambushed by the mysterious shadow creatures, which you guys have now discovered seem to have a weakness towards water. But while you were in the process of trying to fight those shadow creatures, the main tower collapsed. You all fell into this chamber where there is a dragon that is now trapped in this room with you, more or less, and he was angry, trying to block the escape routes for you all. There seems to only be a fair few escape routes after the rock slides and collapses, leaving one escape over the pile of rocks over here and another escape guarded by shadows over here, but it's mostly blocked off by rocks as well. The very last thing that we left off with was Mama Swizzle had healed Ananias after Ananias went down again, and the dragon noticed this, was enraged that a healer was trying to undo his work, and tail whipped Mama Swizzle into the wall over here, where the shadows are quickly descending upon her. I believe the initiative order left off at... I actually don't remember.
It was, once again, the only thing that we needed you to remember.
I could check, but I want to say Ananias... No, Mama Swizzle had just done her turn to heal...
I'm last.
Yeah, Mama Swizzle had just done her turn to heal Ananias, and then the dragon tail whipped her. That's the last thing that happened. So, technically,
Yes.
Qzeth is up next after that amount of damage occurred.
Okay.
So, yeah, you look around the battlefield. Pretty much the only one who isn't like extremely injured is Shadow. He's pretty much the only one who's got a fair amount of strength left in them. Everyone else is kind of limping along, helping each other up, and attempting to flee. QZeth told Gohan and Abigail here to flee towards the exit if they can, while he decided to jump over these rocks and plunge his javelin into the dragon's side once again during all this chaos. So, QZeth... Oh wait, maybe that was the last thing that happened. QZeth
I'm
did
pretty
his
sure
attack.
that was
Okay.
actually the last thing that happened.
Gotcha. Okay, well in that case, QZeth has finished his attack. Ananias, you are alive at whatever hit points you're at.
I mean, I'd be happy to hit it again if you want me to,
Fair enough.
since we're not certain.
So Ananias,
Just
what
get like
would you
one
like
cursory
to
damage,
do?
you know?
Technically, I will say, like, you were damaged by the dragon. I would allow you
he's
to
fine.
do the burning, or the hellish rebuke if you wanted to, but technically you
just
did
you.
go down from it immediately. What'd she say?
She's having trouble.
Oh, apologies. Yeah, I mean, my internet's kind of bad.
Wait, what did you say?
It's your turn. What would you like to do? If you want, I would allow you to do a hellish rebuke because you just came up after having been smacked by the dragon like moments ago.
I'm gonna do Hellish Rebuke.
Okie dokie. What
You
needs,
Lemon,
what needs
think
to
for
happen
yourself.
for that? Do I make a dexterity saving throw?
Well, actually, I'm still in the process of opening up all my tabs for D&D.
Okay, good. I'm
because-
still in the process of opening up my book.
So go ahead and do that.
I can't believe that I got out of the shower like 7 minutes ago and I have everything up, yet you
I just
all
don't know
who have had
what
ample
site it is. I
time-
always
Hey,
forget.
Stick invited me
It's
to a call
pinned.
with Evotech to talk about
What's it called?
charity stream
It's
stuff.
pinned. It's
Roll
D&D
20?
Beyond.
Oh, oops.
We're on D&D Beyond. It is pinned in the Discord.
Hee-hoo-ha.
Okay, well, you don't have to get annoyed.
It's okay.
I'm not annoyed.
You know, it's Pump.
Everything's
Pump's
fine.
always annoyed.
So wait, what am I doing again?
Just tell me for the spell, burn or hellish rebuke, what I need to do. Is it a dexterity saving throw? I think.
This is when
Probably
we find out she
DC
doesn't
16
even
or
have that
something.
spell.
I definitely do. I do. I have it. I know my spells. I have them memorized. I have like 4.
Nice.
Wait,
But you don't
Wait,
have
where is
memorized
my
what it
hellish
does.
I would hope you have more than 12, but whatever.
more than 12? What did you just say?
More than 4 spells. Sorry. Why did I say 12? Where did that come from?
I have 9 spells.
I'm pretty sure I heard 4.
Oh, okay.
So I'm within 60 feet of him.
You were right beside him. Yes, if you look at the shared screen thing.
All right. Do I have to worry about hit DC? What does that mean?
That's how like you are to hit.
Hit DC. Is that in the spell description?
Yeah, it's a dexterity 13, whatever that means.
Dexterity 13. That means it's a check, a saving throw that he's got to do. That he's got to get 13 to pass. it.
Okay.
So let me roll for the dragon. Oh, natural 19 plus a lot. So yeah, the dragon succeeds the dexterity check, but he probably still takes half damage. Go ahead and roll your damage on that as you basically just point your finger at the dragon who's just injured you as you're still lying on the floor, and the dragon's neck and upper body just erupts into flames that spread across his body, etching into his many bloody burn marks and pock marks where the arrows from this ranger here have dug into his flesh, just causing more damage than was already
All
there.
right,
She
it
goes
says roll
cauterizing the
4
wounds.
D10s. I got a 10, a 7, a 5, and a 3. That adds up to 25.
Nice. Wow. That's surprising. Oh wait, but he takes half, right? Because of the
Yeah.
Yeah, he takes half.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's 12 and a half. So that's 13 damage for the dragon. Let me find where
That's
I
still a good amount of damage.
Yeah,
I'm
and
pretty sure that Cat just did the exact same amount of damage that I have done to the dragon in total.
Okay, so
I mean, maybe I've done like 30 or something.
and I
but-
did mention last time that the dragon is bloodied at this point. He's kind of looking a little ragged, but it's still a very dangerous creature, so you all can choose how to proceed. Mama Swizzle knows there's an entire, like, dragon's hoard worth of loot in the water below. However, to survive and
Good
take
luck
it would be...
explaining that to us.
yeah, true. So, that is your bonus action, Ananias, I think. Or is that your reaction? I don't know. I'll let you use your reaction.
It's a
for that.
reaction,
Okay, cool.
and it's not my turn anyways.
It is your turn now. What would you like to do for your
What?
actual turn? You're right
Oh,
beside the dragon.
I didn't realize it was my turn.
The dragon is focused on
That's how we started it.
these people in front of him. Mama Swizzle has
Oh,
just been
cool.
punted to the wall over there, and you were jolted back to consciousness after Mama Swizzle laid her hands on you.
What's a hit/DC plus 5 mean?
Same thing that the last one meant.
Hit DC plus 5. I'm not really sure, and in the context it might make more sense.
So
Okay.
you roll your hit dice, and then you add +5 to it.
Oh, so it did the math for me. So
Hit dice? That shouldn't be that.
I want to Eldritch Blast him. Does a 12 hit?
No, unfortunately, his armor class is
He
18.
does not get Eldritch Blast. I'd like to end my turn.
Okay. Yeah, you cast Eldritch. Well, technically, you should do 2 rolls because it casts 2 beams at your level. So you
What?
can roll again if you'd like,
Hooray!
and if you want, I'll give you advantage on
Assault?
both of them because you've got people flanking the dragon.
Oh, okay. And this is... What was this again? A D20?
Yeah, a D20 plus your spellcasting modifier, I believe.
Alright, so the first time I got... a 12. So now I got a... 15. Does that hit?
Nope,
Okay, does a 16 plus 5, 21 hit?
that hits.
Does a 4 plus 5 hit? What's that, 9?
No, no. But the 21 hits. So one
Okay,
of your
cool.
one of your beams goes sailing over the dragon's head and shatters some more stones that clatter across the cavern floor and rest along the walls where the shadows are still writhing. The other one manages to hit square in the dragon's like jaw area where it's still burning from your previous incantation, thus kind of knocking it to the side and enraging it still further. It turns to you with fury in its eyes. Its throat is once again kind of gurgling as though it's preparing to breathe acid out upon whoever is unfortunate enough to be in its way. Would you like to
Hooray.
use any movement
That's
or
us.
remain where you are?
I
That's
remain where
us.
I am. I rolled 1d10.
Okay.
It got 6.
Nice. Okay.
Free action. Ananias, we have to get out of here. The walls are closing in. Come on. Do you move
I
now?
will step backwards towards him talking.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. How far?
Come to me.
Just a little bit.
However far I can get, but not too far. Does that make sense?
Sure. I mean, you can get
Not past me.
Not
we're
past
pretty
him.
close.
You can get this far if you want, while still being in the range that you do not get opportunity attacked by the dragon. Oh,
Exactly. That is what I want. You understood.
okay, good.
He's a good DM to understand.
Yes. Yes. So now the shadows have a turn, and unfortunately, I don't think there's anyone in range for them to attack other than Mama Swizzle, who has been launched against the wall.
She's
by
about to get
the dragon.
swizzled.
I don't
Swizzle that dizzle.
think. I don't think the.
For shizzle.
Yeah, I don't think the other one's close
My
enough to be able to
Azizel.
get to you. One of them, I believe Ananias actually splashed water on as well, so one of them from this area was gone. Let's see. Yeah, I'll say only one of them managed to... maybe both of them. Yeah, okay. Let me roll real quick. What's your AC again? 16?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Pretty
say
good, honestly.
you managed to pull out your stony hand and kind of like catch one of the shadowy fingers of this creature. So you're like kind of pushing against the like doing the whatever dance that is, the waltz, I guess, with one of the shadow creatures, and you're kind of like holding it at bay. But as you're doing this, the other kind of comes forth and kind of envelops you, like swipes at you and kind of clings to your back, digging its spectral fingers into your chest and kind of like sinking within your body. You take 2 points of necrotic damage, and could you roll me a d4?
1 second. 2 points of necrotic?
2 points of necrotic damage, and then
Okay,
roll me
and
a
a
d4.
D4.
Mhm.
Roll me 4. Wait, that's not the right one. Okay, that one's the right one. 4. 4. I got a 4. Wait, I got a 4. What?
You got a 4.
Yeah.
So, Mama Swizzle, you feel this dark energy kind of like seeping into your bones and like compressing you down, crushing you almost, and your strength score goes down by 4.
Is this a permanent change, by the way, or do I need to write this number down for later?
We'll talk about it later.
All right, sounds good. How do I do? How do I do?
So, just write it down, I guess, temporarily for now.
Oh, that's
so,
not right.
So we don't have to fight with D&D Beyond. But yeah, your strength score is now...
-4. No, not.
What is it?
Exactly. 4 altogether with the -4 you just added.
Yikes. Okay. So, yes. And you see, like, across your, what small patches of flesh, you know, are visible underneath your feathers. You can kind of see this black lines kind of flowing across your
figured it
veins
out.
as well. Just like Abigail over on the other side of the room, who has been attacked by these creatures multiple times. That is pretty much all the shadows can do. They continue to writhe around, trying to get to whoever they can. This one tries to converge upon Mama Swizzle, but can't quite get to her this turn. And then we have Gohan and Abigail, who are attempting to flee towards the pile of rocks. Unfortunately, there is the main shadow guy who had the more or less crown headdress thing that looked like he had some kind of spellcasting ability, and he is going to, as they're kind of clambering up the rocks, he will try to step in and attack them. He seems to cast some kind of spell that just knocks Gohan backward onto the ground, to the bottom of the rocks. You hear him clatter and drop his weapon, and knocks the wind out of him as the shadow descends once again upon Abigail, just raking his claws across her. She seems to be in trouble, and she lets out a cry of pain. Vextra and Claws over here, they both try to take cover as the dragon's gurgling throat prepares to blast acid upon whatever happens to be unfortunate enough to be in reach. They're trying to retreat across the cavern. Shadow, being the, you know, very angry and overly zealous paladin that he is, takes a swing at the dragon's tail, with his sword igniting with paladin smite, and he just like takes a massive swing at the end of the dragon's tail about halfway up, letting out a fearsome roar as he gives a huge chop across the dragon's already severely injured tail, and just manages to like shear it clean off at the halfway point, and with a spurt of blood that kind of flits across Kuzith and Ananias' faces, the dragon's tail just kind of falls to the ground, and Shadow just remains there, panting heavily with a steely, gritted teeth and a glare. The dragon roars in fury, of course, as you might expect, and with that, the water once again surges in this area, almost as though boiling with the dragon's rage, and what the heck. The water is close enough to pull Dextra into it, but she manages to grab onto the rocks and hold firm, not being washed into the water. Let's see, anyone else close to the water? Doesn't really look like it. So, that is that. We're back up to the dragon. Dragon is going to try to wash these people with acid. So he'll just move a little bit forward. You guys get an opportunity attack if you'd like, as it's moving out of your range by
I
a couple
stab
of
it.
steps. Yep. Go ahead
He
and roll your attacks.
stabs.
Ananias, are you doing anything with your staff
Uh,
or your whatever?
Yeah, a poke him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. You don't have stats for the staff, do you?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Just roll me an attack with your strength modifier.
Okay.
So d20 plus
I
your
am
strength plus
rolling
your
you.
proficiency.
My strength is +2. We rolling. It's still rolling.
I see it rolling.
They hatin', controlling, they trying to
Nerdy.
see me rolling dice. Gotta watch me rolling dice. Gotta watch me rolling dice. I got a 9.
Okay, unfortunately your attack just barely misses your magical staff, kind of striking the stones and shattering some kind of magical energy which cracks the rocks with a strange corruption glow, but it does not damage the dragon. QZ, what was your attack?
I got a 15 to hit.
That
so
also does not
missed.
hit. Yep. Okay, the dragon reaches his intended destination, lining both of these people up, and he's just going to let loose a blast of acid. They both have to make dexterity saving throws. Oh, one of them was a nat 1.
Oh no!
And the other one was a 5. Oh, that's going to be a lot of damage for them. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Well, if they were okay before, they are no longer.
They are now be okay instead of a okay. It's really sad.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So the one in blue, is just washed over with acid, spraying across her back, and she immediately like collapses and slides across the floor in the torrent of acid and water, and like scrapes her face across the ground as she, you know, slides to a stop a little bit farther away. This guy is also hit pretty badly, but his cloak manages to absorb some of the impact, keeping him, you know, just barely up. You can tell that the acid is like eating away at his skin and gear as he's kind of stumbling forward. He sloshes through the water and attempts to get closer to his fallen comrade, just desperately trying to flee at this point, not even making attacks of his own. The dragon...
This is a tough fight.
Yeah,
yes.
it's a dragon.
It's a
You're
young
not
dragon
supposed
too.
to fight them.
It's not even. It's not even
Yeah,
not
I
even a
could
full
tell
adult.
since we actually were able to bloody it. The fact that I was able to bloody a dragon and having done most of the damage means that it had to be a young dragon.
Yeah, I will say I expected this to go a lot more in your favor because you had so many fighters. Dragons are powerful. Now I know. I've never run one before, but I'm excited. But now you know where there's a big hoard of treasure if you ever want to come back and, you know, finish them off. Assuming
we
you
will.
escape alive.
We'll wait until we're older, though.
Yes. Anyway, so the dragon does have multi-attack. I probably should have had him make his attack on this guy before he got out of the range, because I was letting him move a little bit before his turn. So 1 second here. Ha. Dragon rolled a 7 though. Okay. But he's got a big addition. That still hits. Dang. Okay. Let's hope this guy survives. Yeah, the dragon rakes his claws across the back of this guy as well, and he just kind of, similar to the other woman, he just falls into this pond and seems to collapse unconscious, with a small bit of his own blood kind of leaking out from the water.
Epic fail.
Yup. Okay, well that didn't go so well. That is the dragon's turn. It just turns with like a cruel sneer to look at you guys once again, now that it's eliminated the targets on that side of the battlefield. What would you like to do, Mama Swizzle? You're still being more or less attacked and swarmed by these shadows.
Is he close to the wall?
These shadows? Yes.
Dragon.
Oh, the dragon. Yes. Yeah, it's close-ish to the wall.
Mama Swizzle's just gonna say this in her Mama Swizzle voice, trying to see if the shadows will understand her. Come with me and take your vengeance against the dragon. And everyone else hears, Mama Swizzle, Mama Swizzle. Come with me and take your vengeance against the dragon who killed one of your friends earlier. And then I try to move towards the dragon to lead the shadows there.
Interesting. I don't think they'll understand.
Roll to understand.
But they will be, they're very interested in you, so they'll probably follow you if you move. I'm not gonna have you. I'm not gonna have you roll any kind of persuasion or whatever, because they're just
failed
kind of
successfully.
I am going to move towards the dragon, stay
Okay.
close to the wall, so that they might be able to reach.
Oh, that is 2 opportunity attacks on you as you leave the range of these guys, unless you disengage.
Disengage.
Okay, you're disengaging. You manage to shake off the, wispy fingers that are digging into your flesh, and you take a run towards the dragon, kind of more or less calling out to them and going, "Wah, Mama Schmizzle!"
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Are you going to end your turn close enough to the wall where they would be able to get to you, or are you going to be far enough away from the wall where you will not be attacked again?
I want to bring them along the wall, but I want to be just far enough that I'm not next to them. If that makes sense.
Okay, gotcha. Oh.
Which means I'm going to be in attack range of the dragon too.
Okay. So yeah, you can get to about here, and we'll just say that you're a couple steps away from the wall. Not quite right in front of the dragon, but near his flank. There's still a bit of sizzling scales right above you as the dragon, turns to face your companions and the very angry dragonborn who just chopped off his tail. Is that your full turn?
That's my full turn. I'm taking a huge risk here, hoping to use the power of these shadows.
I see. And you... Oh, I was going to say you're the last healer that you've got around here, but Shadow also still has paladin healing. The other healer is currently dealing with her own problems.
All my other stuff is action, isn't it? All my healing?
Yeah, yours requires spells, I believe. Have you used all your spell slots already?
I have 2 tier 1, 1 tier 2, and 2 tier 3 left.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, that's your turn. Kuzith, you're up. What would you like to do? You see the dragon's throat gurgling once again. It seems to have, immediately regenerated its acid breath.
Apparently healing word is a bonus action. I did not realize that.
Oh, well in that case, you've used your action to disengage and you've used your movement, but you still have your bonus action if you want to use the healing word on someone. I'm not sure what the range on it, but you might be able to get somebody up.
60 feet.
Yeah, this guy's within 60 feet of you. If you wanted to try to heal
Don't
the
they
man
also
who's in
have
a
to be able to hear?
pond.
That's true. They do have to be able to hear. And you have to pick a good enough word, and the DM has to decide if it's a good enough healing word.
Okay, so the guy that is down, I'd like to use my bonus action healing word.
I feel like that won't work because Mama Swizzle isn't a healing word.
It's
It-
two
it's
healing
said in a
words.
healing
it does
way.
twice as much healing.
Mama, just say mama.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
And then whisper swizzle.
Roll
and
how
then
much
whisper
it heals
swizzle.
for. I think it's. Is it a D4?
Yeah, it's default.
Okay.
He gets 3.
3 plus
2, 1.
what? Is it just the D4? I think it's got an addition.
Plus spellcasting ability modifier plus 7.
Nice.
plus 7.
Wow. Okay. That's surprisingly high, actually. So he's back up. He's back up to
Spellcasting
10
ability modifier.
HP.
7.
Okay. Good to know. Where did I put him? There it is. Okay. Good to know. So yeah, you just hear a faint splash and a gasp of air as he kind of like sits up in the water, and looks around, wiping the water from his eyes. Yeah, good turn. QZeth, what would you like to do?
Okay, so we have dragon. Oh, I'm actually further away from the dragon than I thought. I guess it did move. Yeah, how close am I to the dragon versus close to the exit? Which am I closer to?
You can't get to the exit in one turn of dashing, I don't think, because your speed is 35 and dashing would be 70. But you can get to many different points of cover before you get to the exit. Exit being...
But I'm
over
closer
here.
to the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're far closer to the dragon.
Mama Sizzle is with us, more or less.
Yep, she's potentially not noticed, but in range of the dragon's attacks.
Yeah.
Stay as small as I
I'd
can
like
be.
to, kind of like, I'm hoping to, like, jump in, get, like, a stab at the dragon, and then, like, dash back out.
That's 2 actions,
That's my
though.
thought.
The dash action and the...
Well, I
attack
mean,
action.
not, like, I wouldn't use the dash action, I would just, like, kind of use my movement to back out.
I see. So you're
Let the
going to
battle
potentially
be
open
up
yourself
for
up to an opportunity attack doing so.
And then I'll just dodge it.
Okay. I mean, it's got a big addition. It hit with a 7, remember, on the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll just continue to flee, and I'll try and tell everybody else to flee. Let's get out of here. Come on, while
Okay.
we have an opportunity. And
Sounds good.
yeah, I'll flee.
Okie dokie. Where would you like to stop your fleeing? With 35,
As
you
far as I can go, I'll use my dash.
Sounds good. Okay. Yeah, you'll make it to, say, the base of the stairs almost, somewhere around here. Maybe a little less. Like here-ish, probably. Okay. Ananias, you are up. You stand
Whee!
beside your
Are the
dragonborn friend.
champions.
He seems to be the only one with strength left in him at this point. And he's enraged. He just seems to be...
I
I don't know. You look in his eyes and it looks like he has a personal vendetta with, you know, the beast before you. Doesn't look like he wants to give up.
I cast Eldritch Blast. It has a range of 300 feet. It should miss. It should not miss in that ranged way. I'm going to roll a 20.
Plus your spellcasting modifier. And make sure you roll
I got
2.
a 5 plus 5. That is a 10. But I get 2.
I just want you all to do
9
more
plus
things that has
5.
to
That
roll
is a
DC
14.
for.
I guess that probably doesn't hit.
What's
I'm
up,
sorry, I got distracted. What?
I want you all to do more attacks on it that it has to roll a DC check.
Am I rolling with advantage right now because everyone's around it, or no?
Mama Swizzle is beside it, so yeah, you can roll both of these attacks with advantage if you want.
Okay,
Because-
and then I got a 13 plus... What's the number? 5. So that hits.
What was it? 13 plus 5? Yeah,
13
18.
plus 5.
18 hits.
And then I got a 12 plus 5. Does that hit?
Nope. That is 17. So yeah, once again one of your Eldritch Blasts hits it in the side of the head and kind of snaps its neck to the side. You hear it like make a discernible pop. The
Well,
chiropractor
wait
would
till
either be
wait
proud
till how
or
much
annoyed.
damage you hear it do.
How much did it do?
It does 2 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, you hear its neck pop, and it just kind of gives a slight grin, either
It
taunting
actually, you actually
or...
relieve some neck
Yeah,
pain.
exactly.
You're
And the other
becoming a
one
chiropractor for
once again
dragons.
misses. Yes.
But yeah,
So-
the dragon can just choose to succeed in a saving roll. So I want you all to make it have to
burn those
choose to
legendary
succeed in more
resistances.
saving rolls, so that I can use my abilities and not just be wasting them.
The stunning straight, gotcha.
Yeah.
What would you
I'd
like
love
to
to
do
stun it.
with your movement and bonus action? Ananias.
I'm chill where I am.
You want to stay right here as the dragon's
Ananias,
breath
come
is
on!
gurgling and preparing to rain
We have to
acid
get out of
upon
here.
you?
It's gonna hurt.
I'm gonna walk back to where Qzeth is again.
Okay,
Yay.
he dashed for his action, so he's a lot farther away than you are.
I'm gonna walk towards where he is.
Okay, you can get about here-ish with 30 feet of movement.
Sounds pretty good.
Okie doke, if you'd like, you can cower behind this rock.
Sure, let's cower.
Okay, sounds good. You're
Roll
slightly
to cower.
You're more protected than, you know, shadows standing out in the open here. Speaking of shadows, these shadows are going to attempt to follow Mama Swizzle as close as they can get, just kind of snapping and snarling, just barely out of range of being able to reach Mama Swizzle. Mama Swizzle's encouraging them to attack the dragon, but
Yes, I'm pointing at the dragon.
doesn't seem like they're terribly interested in it, unfortunately. They're just mostly like gaze locked on you,
What
like
are the
mindless
chances Mama
zombies.
Swizzle notices?
The other shadows over here, however, they do have a target. This one is unwilling to step upon the soggy ground, but it's like trying to reach out towards Gohan. This one, however, is grabbing at the maid, and you see it dig deeper into her than even it did on Mama Swizzle, and with one final cry, you see her fall forward and just lay on the ground. The shadow then releases her and seems to look around for its next target, eyes empty. She's unmoving in front of you, Qzeth. Gohan's going to use his turn to
Wait,
stand
who's
up.
on moving?
This person, Abigail.
No.
Maid.
Okay, wait. Okay, someone I don't care about. Sure.
Yeah, Gohan's okay. He's using his turn to stand
Thank
up
goodness.
and scramble away
My pappy.
across the slick stones, and looking towards the entrance, which is blocked by the spellcasting shadow and the other shadow, which kind of moves to join it across the rock pile, more or less. Just as one final hurdle to make your lives difficult. We also have the guy who's been brought up over here. He is in full fight or flight mode. He runs to his ally and tries to just start dragging her across the floor as fast as he can, trying to get her towards the rest of you. Just unceremoniously grabbing by the ankle and sliding her across the stones
Beautiful.
with no concern for how comfortable it is.
You can't have negative numbers in this game. It's okay.
Yep. Yeah, a little more damage won't hurt. Finally, I believe the only NPC who hasn't taken a turn yet is Shadow. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting someone who I just can't see across the battlefield. Shadow
Oh, don't forget Light.
being... Yeah, true.
She's not here.
Shadow being a
She's an
very,
NPC right now.
very stubborn man is, you know, just approaches closer, and he pulls out more or less just a magical shield. You see, like, him glowing with a circular blue holographic kind of shield that he summons by casting some kind of spell, and he's just like standing there, sword drawn, ready to tank whatever.
Shadow, what are you doing? Are you gonna kiss the thing? Get over here.
These things enslaved my people. I'd see it dead before I leave this place.
This isn't a battle that we're gonna fight now. We'll come back later when we're healed, when we're rested.
But it'll rest too. He just kind of locks eyes with the dragon, which is panting just as much as he is. Roll me persuasion if you'd like. You want to say
Sure.
one more thing?
Nah.
Okie doke.
It's an 11 plus.
Shadow does seem unsure about his decision.
Persuade. Oh, I'm not very good at persuading. 12 total.
That's
Be
enough.
persuaded, Shadow.
That's enough. He is currently unsure of himself anyway. Upon seeing Mama Swizzle, he kind of seems, you know, a little less sure, like unsure if he wants to stick around to help or just abandon you, Mama Swizzle. But he...
Mama Swizzle, you too! Jeez, everybody.
Shadow chooses
I'm
to
the only sane one here.
take a tactical couple of steps backward behind this rock, still holding up his shield in the direction of the dragon, but preparing himself, giving himself bonus cover, more or less, from the rock beside him as he's kind of slowly making his retreat, but staying close enough to where, if Mama Swizzle has a problem, hopefully he'll be able to do something about it. And with that,
that's so nice of him.
once again, the water surges, and unfortunately, these guys are right on a crack as the time goes on, or as the time comes for the water to surge. And this man, technically, I shouldn't have rolled that twice because the other one didn't need to make the roll; they automatically fail it. But he got a nat 20, so that's fine. I'll say he manages to hold on to the soon-to-be corpse as the water surges and tries to pull him along. He maintains his grip on her and keeps his footing, and the water does not pull him forth. It just continues to freeze him with the salty water. And that is everyone's turn. Oh, actually, yeah, Ananias, you're probably close enough for the water to have an effect on you as well. Could you make a dexterity saving throw for, what's the DC? 15 strength saving throw.
Strength?
Yep. DC 15.
Becomes strong.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Rolling.
Junkies rolling down the river. Cause he has
Rapper
big
Chunky.
teeth. And he shouldn't have a girlfriend. Cause he's too chunky.
Sing it, sister.
I'm EK. I got 11.
Okay, that is a failure. So, you are pulled, more or less knocked over by the whelming flood and pulled into the water just a little bit. It doesn't cause any damage, but it does kind of inconvenience you slightly. Technically, it moved you closer to where you wanted to go, but you'll have to spend half your movement to get out next turn. We're back up to the dragon's turn, unfortunately, and first thing it's going to do is just locking eyes with Shadow. Once again, just a wave of acid. You don't know how it's able to have this much acid inside of it at this point, but once again, a stream of acid goes straight at Shadow. Doesn't hit anyone else in the background, but just a beam of acid splatters across the rocks and his shield. But it seems that the shield is doing enough to kind of block the majority of the damage, and he seems more or less fine after the few flecks of acid get upon him and start, burning through his armor. The dragon also... It doesn't seem like the dragon's really paid attention to or noticed Mama Swizzle, since it's locked its eyes on Shadow, so it's going to take a few steps forward.
Opportunity?
Yeah. Go ahead, make your attack if you want. Unless you don't want to attract its attention.
It's already getting away from the wall, which I wanted to use the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no use for me not to.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, my opportunity attack is going to be with... Inflict Wounds. All right.
It's just all of a sudden, ow!
So you just like grab its
Ow!
ankle as it passes by and
Exactly.
surge necrotic energy into its foot. Yikes. That's gonna draw its attention.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Does you need to
Okay.
make any kind of roll for that? Or do you need to make a roll for
I'm
that?
reading that right now.
I think you need to make a roll with your spellcasting modifier.
Make a melee spell attack on a creature you can reach. Okay, melee spell attack. That's a D20, right?
Yes. Plus your spellcasting modifier.
D20. Not 20 actually.
Nice. Good stuff. And that's 3d10 to roll for damage, right?
3D10, yes.
Okay, let me find
Trying to
the...
figure which one my 10-sided dice is. Uh, one, two, three, four. That's my 8-sided. Oh, here's my 10-sided.
Could you roll me a d100 as well?
All right. The D100. 70.
70?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
You-
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage.
Nice. 18 damage? Okay, that was your roll. So then double the dice roll, which is twice as much, right?
Yes. That would be
36. Nice. Wow. So yeah, you grab its ankle and you just like see its already black scales kind of shrivel across the back of its foot as your necrotic energy kind of surges up its leg up to the knee, and it stumbles. It kind of like that knee buckles and it slows down as it attempts to move towards Shadow, and it just kind of stumbles, seeming almost surprised that it has been inconvenienced in this way. And as a result of that nat 20, you feel a sense of, you know, like focus come over you as your senses heighten and you become like keenly aware of the threats around the battlefield. You're kind of like falling into a Zen combat mode, more or less, as your stone hand is kind of sinking into the dragon's flesh and draining it of energy. You see the cracks between each of your stone fingers kind of glow with an otherworldly, weird light, as though it's granting you some kind of horrible power you're, as of yet, unaware of the effects of. And you are able to use the dodge action after your attack if you would like to make yourself less likely to be hit as you go forward.
Yes, let's do that.
Cool.
Totally good idea.
Okay. So that was the dragon's turn. Oh yeah, it was attempting to hit Shadow here. It's once again just going to dig its teeth into Shadow's shield, which he's holding up, and the jaws kind of clamp down stronger and stronger over it, threatening to overwhelm the shield and shatter it entirely. You see cracks begin to spread across it as he just kind of growls and tries to hold it in place, but the dragon is too strong, forcing him to his knees as well. So now both of them are on, more or less on their knees, trying to kill each other. Seems like he's kind of in a dangerous situation. That is the dragon's turn. Mama Swizzle, you're up with your actual turn now. What would you like to do? I'll still say the dodge applies,
Okay.
but yeah, what would you like to do?
I would like to use inflict wounds, but this time on its second level. Wait, it says at higher levels when you cast a spell slot of second level or higher. Okay, not second level. I want third level. The damage is increased by 1d10 per level slot above the first. So I'm going to be doing 5d10 if I hit.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
So a d20. That is a 17 plus 7. And then, where's my d10 again? There it is. 10. The line would be underneath the number, right? For a 9 or a 6?
Yes.
So that's 19, 20,
Is this
22.
the damage roll or the roll to hit?
The damage. The roll to hit was 17 plus 7.
Oh, wow. How is your wisdom that high for your spellcasting modifier to hit? That's crazy.
Mama Swizzle's lived a long time.
That's true.
22, 28. Yeah. Okay, the number's 28 damage.
28 damage
Yes.
total? Wow.
Yes. That's tier 3 spell casting.
The
That's all
dragon
my
is
tier
not
3s too.
So you, more or less, you grabbed onto the dragon's foot as it tried to get away from you and caused it to stumble to the ground. You just take a few more steps forward and dig your fingers even farther, your stone fingers, like crunching into the back of its knee and like digging up into its thigh, and do it again, and the same level of like, it more or less is rotting the dragon's leg at an incredible rate and kind of like spreading outward from there. It goes all the way across the entire leg, enveloping it now and kind of spreading to its lower abdomen, and it shrieks in pain as it's more or less
This
rotting
is
from the inside
why
out now.
You don't skip leg day.
And you see the dragon, it releases its hold on Shadow and kind of like falls to its side, scrambling to stand back up, but one of its legs is completely out of commission at this point, like falling apart at the joint, and it seems to
you just
really be
hear
struggling
Mama
now.
Swizzle screaming, Mama Swizzle!
But we all know the translation.
Yeah.
I am awesome! And Mama Swizzle, you again feel this like sense of power. It's almost like a cold, calculating kind of.
Power.
It's a weird sense that's never really come over you before getting this, stone hand. But it's the same feeling that you got when you killed your first person while having this hand. It feels good, but also a little bit weird, like you're kind of losing yourself in the act of perpetrating such violence. Yeah, but this dragon is looking really rough at this point. Its tail has been removed, its leg is falling apart, its body is kind of decaying as it goes on, and it's struggling to even stand. It just kind of glares at you. It's backing itself into a corner at this point, just trying to find some way out of this. That was
I
your
still
turn.
have a bonus action.
Oh, what would you like to do with that?
How does our shadow friend look right now?
Oh, Shadow the Dragonborn? He's actually
Yeah.
fine. He's taken very little damage throughout the course of this.
Okay.
He's the only one who's come out unscathed somehow.
I'd like to use my last first level slot to use Healing Word on myself. Can I do that?
I don't think you can, because that's a more than...
Creature of your choice that you can see within range.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that that's the problem. The problem is you've already cast more than just a cantrip. It's like a leveled spell slot for your action, so you can't cast 2 leveled spells in your turn.
Challenge accepted.
Even if it's a reaction. I mean, not reaction, bonus action.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so you technically
if that's your
supposed to be able
rolling,
to cast,
that's my turn.
technically the rules are say you're supposed to be able to cast a leveled spell, and you can cast a cantrip, but you can't cast 2 leveled spells. 'Cause I guess that's too powerful. I guess I don't know.
That's fine. That's my turn then.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, that nat 20 that turned the tide for you. This dragon is looking pretty rough now. QZeth, you're up. You're across the battlefield now, but you hear the dragon let out a thunderous roar that shakes the entire chamber, and stones kind of fall loose from the stalactites and kind of rain down.
And you
from
hear
across
Mama
the stones.
Swizzle. Mama Swizzle!
Yeah, you're not sure if it's a positive or a negative interaction back
Yeah,
there.
no,
but you
I'm
do
thinking
see,
that's a negative.
But you do see ahead of you this woman fall to the ground and just lay there still, just completely drained.
Is she?
it
Is
seems.
there? I'm the closest person to her, right?
Yes.
No.
But then,
Yeah.
as she lays there, a moment or two later, you see rising from the black substance in her veins, one more of these shadow creatures kind of rises up from her body with the same
Okay, how
soulless
close am I to the
eyes
water?
as the rest of them. How close are you to the water? You're pretty close to it, maybe 10 feet away.
Would I be able to grab her and bring her to the water before the shadow creature gets out?
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Okay,
I mean,
spit on her.
it is kind of like emerging from her body. Let me. One
I'm
second.
just gonna grab her, and then try and like run as quickly to the water as I can.
That is not the thing. Where did I find those shadow things? Yeah.
Have you tried typing in shadow?
We're gonna use this for now because, well, they're not actually
mean,
shadows. This
That
one's
looks
gonna
very much like a
represent.
shadow.
This one's gonna represent the spellcasting guy. And this one will be the one that just is emerging in the process of merging. So you
Okay.
want to run to her, and then
Grab her.
drag her corpse or body.
No, I want to like fireman carry her over to the water.
Okay, you might get opportunity attacked by the ones who are beside her. Are you okay with that?
I will spit on them as I run over it.
Sure. Okay. Just roll me strength as you basically just pick her up and begin carrying her, plus the writhing mass of shadows that are rising from her body as you bring her over. Did you fall off the table to roll your strength?
No, I had dropped the dice.
Oh.
Okay, so that is a 15 total.
Yeah, I'd say that's enough to quickly move her. I will roll the opportunity attacks for this guy. What's your armor class again?
I spit on them.
8. Yeah, the first one, you spit directly in its eye, and it kind of, like, it sizzles and kind of melts away just in time, causing it to flinch, and it misses its attack. The second one
Good.
was preoccupied with,
Yeah, I can't. I haven't
waving
mastered
his
the double
arms
spit yet.
to cast another spell, and doesn't have time to react as you're kind of, zooming by. But he's preparing to do some kind of spell casting again as you more or less drag this emerging thing like a wasp coming out of a chrysalis, and you just dunk her body in the water. You just
Yep.
swoosh.
Yep.
Immediately, it disintegrates into nothing with a horrible shriek, and the body lays still in the.
Oh, I
in the
lift it
water
back out of
face-
the water.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you
I'm not just drowning
you do a dunk.
knocked out body. Yeah, it's like a baptism.
Okay. She's still motionless, but you seem to have removed the shadow from existence.
Good.
Whether or not that
Success.
was a good thing, we will see. Ananias,
How could that
you
be
are
a bad thing?
up. You are in the water, laying, face up. You can use half your movement to stand if you'd like, or just. chill there if you
Yeah,
want.
I think I stand up.
Okay.
I wish to cast. You want to guess?
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. So, is it gonna be with advantage right now or not?
I would say it's prone, yes, as it's like flailing across the ground trying to get up. So
Get away
technically
from Mama
Swizzle.
prone does give you advantage, yes.
I got a 2 + 5 and a 5 + 5, but I also got a 19 + 5 and a 14 + 5.
You just said so many numbers. Can you tell me what?
She hits with 2 of them.
Nice.
I hit with 2 of them.
Okay, so let's just say you kind of take a few steps over to get a clear line of sight past the rocks and past Shadow as you're looking at this dragon trying to stand up. It looks and locks eyes with you just in time to see you kind of raising your hands or your staff, depending on how.
I raise the staff and I gesture towards it violently.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
6 and 4.
How would you like to do this?
I raise my staff and I gesture towards it violently.
Okay, and 2 beams of crackling energy leap forth from the staff and burn straight into the dragon's already injured eyes. and just more or less burn through its skull, and with one final hateful roar,
Meow.
it
Meow.
moves no more, and the charred skull just kind of clunks to the ground with a final thud
Why?
that
He
echoes
killed
throughout
our
the chamber.
Couldn't you have all done that before?
Nice job.
Swizzle!
Well,
Yay, he's dead.
you did it. I didn't expect that. Nice job, everyone. Yeah.
Mama Swizzle, when she gets angry.
How many times was my character literally like making death saves and was prone? It was like 4?
I think you were.
Yeah,
death
all of
saved
you, really.
twice.
I never died. I never went down.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out with like half health already.
Queen is on 5 health
On its
right now.
first attack, I was immediately.
I'm on
bloodied.
1 health. I'm literally on 1 health.
Well, the only reason I'm not at 0 is because of you.
I never got any healing, and I never went down. So
You did good keeping yourself alive.
It's
Being a
that,
distraction.
it's that high AC you had. That also helped a lot. Because some of the attacks missed
that was probably the only thing keeping me alive, other than just like
you. Yeah.
dodging and like. I mean,
I forgot I
yeah.
had the resistance cantrip. I could have given someone extra bonus against saving throws.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, Ananias and Mama Swizzle had 16 and 14 AC compared to your 18, so they got hit a lot more than you did. Well,
it's only
anyway,
2. It's
the
only 2.
dragon falls with a thud, its body.
Mama
heaving
Swizzle's
one
just
final
over there kicking
exhale.
the rotting leg.
And yeah, the fight has more or less come to an end as you're all keeping your distance from the writhing shadows that are still attempting to get at you from the walls. The guy who was dragging his unconscious friend just kind of looks over as he's realizing the silence means the dragon has been taken care of, and just goes, "Is it done?"
Mama Swizzle.
I don't know. You tell me, Sherlock.
Yeah. Everyone just kind of takes a breather.
I think there's-
Shadow is just
Yeah, I think there's
standing
just a
there.
silence.
Hmm.
I'm not saying anything.
Shadow stands and allows his shield to kind of dissolve, releasing the magic.
So did I ever notice anything happening with the cloak that I put on earlier?
The only thing you noticed was that when you became no longer a fish, you were still, not bothered by the water, in terms of, being able to breathe, but you didn't really ever go underwater to really, test that. So,
Okay, well, Mama Swizzle
just
would
kind of
like
have
to
the
jump
feeling
into the
now.
water out of the blue and see, just to see what happens.
okay. From all your injuries, blood leaks into the water, and it stings like heck because of the
And I jump
salt
straight
water.
out after that. Mama Swizzle!
But you do notice that you can breathe in the water with this cloak. It's also got all those
Okay.
patches on that I mentioned, which you have not done anything with.
Yeah,
And you can see, as you jump into the water, just the faintest glint in the very dim light of gold at the bottom of the pond.
Okay. Did anybody actually go all the way through the exit?
No, nobody even finished climbing the rock pile.
How many died?
Well, you're not sure yet. There's several people who are currently unconscious of the cult's members.
I think it's over, everyone.
And technically, the shadow spellcaster still is trying to do something. You see him kind of latch onto Gohan
I threw a
and try to
javelin at him.
pull Gohan towards the wall again, but
Ooh, actually,
it's just hold person, so it's not too difficult.
are we out of initiative order?
Yes.
Can I take a cloth, tie it to my javelin, and throw it at the
Yeah. At the
shadow caster? Yeah.
Why?
Sure. What for? Or
Well,
what's the...
isn't it a shadow? So if I dampen it in the water that I'm in,
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were dampening.
dampen
it.
the cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I missed the dampening part, but yes, you can do that.
That's so cool.
And yeah, just roll the standard attack.
Kidoki. So
He
that
hits
is
Shadow
a
instead.
17 to hit.
That hits.
Awesome.
Yep. So your javelin just kind of pierces the center of its chest, and it has already been injured by Ananias doing that whole like massive, like chucking of broken weave pieces in its face, which punctured a bunch of holes in its shadowy form. This just gives the final nail in the coffin. A giant hole opens up in its chest, and it just kind of withers, looking up at you in rage, trying to do one last thing, but it dissolves into dust and is gone forever before it even hits the ground.
Everyone, let's get back in the middle here. The shadows, they hate the water. I'm sure we've all noticed. We need to do a head count.
I think at this point, Mama Swizzle just is so exhausted she's gonna pass out right where she is on the floor.
Were you
Mama
still in the
Swizzle's
water,
taking a
or did
nap.
you jump out?
No, I jumped out after
Okay.
you told me that the water stung.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Everything stings.
Yeah.
Everything hurts.
Everything.
Mama Sizzle doesn't even go to sleep. She just keeps on running around screaming.
Ah.
Everything stinks.
Salt water. Oh. And you do see, growing out of the cracks in the ground, one more nettle bell just sitting there that you didn't notice before. You haven't seen any plants at all in the entire, like, ashen land that's been cursed by, you know, broken magic
I
and a
stomped on it.
dragon's
I'm a
and
gardener.
a dragon's
Intrusive
influence.
thoughts.
But with the dragon gone, it seems, you know, something is finally recovering. So there's one more nettlebell flower just growing all of a sudden out of the ground there that you didn't notice before.
So who's gonna go step on that?
Ew, beauty and life. So, what would you all like to do now?
Rest,
There's more.
please.
I'm taking a rest.
You're gonna camp in the spooky dungeon zone.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I will sleep in the water if I have to. It
Yep.
does not matter.
Okay. As
I
you
need health.
sure.
Those shadow creatures are still here, so I think we're gonna have to just
Yeah.
take a nap
they're
on
making
these
We might
rocks.
have
low
to like
moans and gnashing their teeth
order
at
like
you.
a guard for like 2 people to switch off watch duty.
Well, listen, I'm so tired. I don't think they can really get to us right here unless they, like,
The water's been
the water
moving.
dries up.
The water's been moving. It could happen. We need at least somebody to stay awake. Is there any volunteers?
Mama Swizzle's already asleep.
I
I
Her
slump
face
over
is
onto
in
a
a
rock.
puddle, and you can hear.
well,
Shadow
for our
seems
comrades who have already passed out, we will not include them. Shadow,
Shadow seems
used
to
to-
kind of like snap out of his daze, and he goes, yes, if we are planning to rest here, might I request that it be short? I don't know how many more dangers will be in this place, and it may not be safe. But
I
if
can't
you need
imagine
to
us
rest,
moving would be any safer. We're just going to fall into. I mean, we got into this mess by running, by moving. We just need to take a break.
understandable. And then he looks to his companions who are unconscious, and he goes over and lays hands on Vextra, the one in blue, who was disguised originally as a town guard, and she sputters to life under the glowing hands of his paladin healing. And she looks around in panic for a moment, noticing the dragon is no longer moving. She kind of relaxes and just lays on her back, silent. Shadow then moves on to the other person who had, the maid, who had been ravaged by the shadows, and he attempts to do the same thing to her. I need to think about what happens there.
Roll the dice.
Mama Swizzle.
Hmm?
You feel a tug in your hand. like something is trying to get out. How do you respond? Oh, well, you're asleep. Okay.
Yeah, I'm asleep. There's no way I'm going to be able to tell.
One of us notices Mama Swizzle's hand moving.
Yeah, sure. If you roll like
I mean, I'm the only one awake right now.
yeah, just roll
17
perception. Yeah,
plus.
you
Where's
notice.
the rest?
You
The
just
rest of
notice
perception.
Mama Swizzle's hand kind of like the cursed hand kind of drift and slide across the stones,
I cut
point-
off the hand.
pointing directly at her as this happens. And it glows slightly. But with that, she inhales with a ragged gasp for air, and she seems to come to as well, but she's looking real rough.
She's looking real rough.
She
Did I
quickly
just break
thanks
some
him.
little life?
Well, I think it would be wise to take a rest, but we shouldn't linger too long. Maybe
as
an
long as
hour.
we have somebody keeping watch, I think we're fine
I will
to wait here
do
as long as
so.
we want. No one's coming after us. No one knows we're here.
I would feel more comfortable if we dealt with those things. He gestures to the shadows that are still on the walls. There's about 6 or 7 that are still swarming around. And you
I
know how to deal
agree,
with them.
but even though
Keep water
it's
on.
best to, I think it's way better if we wait to deal with them until we've rested, like until we're fully at our wits.
Very well. I will watch for an hour. Be careful.
And I'll take turn after you.
I think we should remain here no more than an hour. I don't feel comfortable taking a long
Ananias
rest.
snores loudly.
How about this, Shadow? We'll wait until they wake up. You need rest too.
He just grumbles and sits down. He's keeping watch for now. You'll decide, I guess, later.
And I begin to meditate.
Okay.
/ sleep.
Everybody take a short rest, and then you can decide if you want to take a long rest.
Yeah, Mama
You can argue
Swizzle's
with-
just so out of it that she's going to sleep a whole 9 hours. So let's wake it up.
Okay.
Ananias does not wake up if anyone tries to shake them.
Mm-hmm.
The most Ananias does is open one eye, look around, realize there's no danger, close it again.
Cat napping.
I'm gonna real quickly use the restroom, so don't call on Ananias.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, we only have like 15 minutes before I have to go.
Well,
Okay.
Ananias is
We're
asleep.
already at a pretty decent stopping point.
Yeah, sure. Let's just say Qseath and Shadow argue a little bit after an hour about whether they should continue resting or move on, and begrudgingly Shadow agrees to let them continue resting until something happens or something attacks them or they get their rest. So
Yeah, which is why we're
then-
having somebody watch. Like,
Yep.
come on.
So go ahead and take a full long rest.
Yay.
Nothing seems to really happen except at about 6 hours in, the ground has dried enough to where the shadows begin to encroach upon the floor, trying to get closer, but you quickly tell them, oh, just splash water in their faces, and you quickly disintegrate them without too much effort. And with that, the chamber's finally silent, aside for the drips of water from the stalactites into the water, and you all get your rests. And we
Boy,
can,
we needed that rest.
and you can decide what you all want to do next session. Unless
Sounds
Yeah.
Did everyone mark on their sheets the items that they collected during this dungeon?
I collected an item?
I don't think you
I
did. Yeah, you did not, but there's that flute that Mama Swizzle got, there's the paper that Mama Swizzle got, there's the staff that Ananias got, and the book that Ananias got. Plus,
I also have that cloak.
yeah, the cloak too.
Yeah, and
So
I
I
have
imagine
a
that will.
flute.
Yeah, there's the flute that you gave to Ananias.
Oh,
From
okay.
the bottom of the.
So Ananias
Pond.
has it then.
Yes, they have it for now.
And I imagine that we'll do some.
Yeah, you can split some
Mama
stuff up later
Swizzle
if you want.
will encourage us to search the dragon's
Yeah.
loot
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
he's awoken.
More than likely. But yeah, good job, guys. I thought you were gonna have to retreat and come back later, but man, you pulled out all the damage. At
I
the
don't
last
know why
second
they
there.
didn't do this beforehand.
Yeah, you gotta hit him with the big guns before you all end up dead.
I was trying to the first attack right in his mouth, and somehow he managed to resist that.
Mm-hmm.
It can just choose. It can just choose to.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, Cat.
Yep.
Take a long rest and write down the item that you collected
What do you mean write down?
The book
You
that
got
you
a
got
flute
on
with
your
the
sheet.
with the tongue
Place.
on the front of it,
Mm.
and the.
I wrote that down like a few sessions ago.
Okay. What about the flute that Mama Swizzle gave you with an unknown effect?
I did not write that down.
Okay. What about the staff?
I might have wrote that down. What can you invent some stats for that staff?
Give yourself a staff of withering, but with maybe some fancy additions that I will maybe add in later.
Okay. Give me a second. I need to get my story straight.
Cool. Well, that is a fantastic stopping point. Do we want to begin next session with the gathering of the loot from the bottom of the pond, or talk about that right now a little bit before Pump has to go?
I'd like to get the loot at the bottom of the pond.
Sure. Okay. So everybody wakes up. It seems.
Oh, we don't have to do it right now if they have to go soon.
Well, I mean, we got 10 minutes.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, after a long.
We didn't level up or anything, right? We're still same.
No, I'll level. Yeah, you deserve a level up after that. We level up to level 6, everybody.
Oh boy!
Okay, now I don't want to anymore.
Nice job. Yeah, you definitely have gained some experience after this fight, even though we're not doing experience.
Ability score approval.
Level 6.
So when everyone wakes up, trying to like close up their injuries and recover from the various grievous injuries they received, yeah, everyone's kind of pulling themselves to their feet, deciding what to do next, and there's some brief discussion. Mama Swizzle, how do you want to explain to everyone, hey, there's something great down there?
Mama Swizzle points at the flute. No. Yeah, points at the flute that Ananias has, and then points down in the water, and then she just jumps into the water.
Okay. Shadow just kind of shrugs, not understanding, nor caring. He's kind of used to your ridiculous shenanigans at this point, so he does not bat an eye to you deciding you want to swim.
Well, she's going to swim to the bottom and shuffle up some of the weaker treasures, the ones that will float to the top, and let it float to the top.
I don't think any of them float, honestly.
Really? Darn.
Well, maybe... Yeah, no, none of them will float. That's why they're sunk to the bottom already.
Aw. Okay, well, then I'm going to just grab a handful of gold coins
Okay.
and then swim up and throw them on the ground for everyone to see.
Nice, yeah. You get a handful of maybe 35 gold pieces or something and kind of scatter them across the stones. They're a little bit covered in like kind of gross pond scum, gross residue, but they're very clearly valuable, and yeah.
Mama Swizzle!
The printing on them is from an era long past, but you know, they're definitely gold coins. This immediately draws everyone's attention, including the cultists who are like, oh, well, where'd you find that little bird?
Pointing down below and then went back diving.
Of course, a dragon never neglects to have some kind of hoard, it seems. Well, obviously I can't be the one to swim down and get it. And he points at his heavy plate armor. Any of you want to help out with that endeavor? Could
I'm
be
faster
easy,
now,
of
so I'll
course.
help swim. I'm 15 feet faster.
Nice.
Why
So,
can't you breathe underwater?
Uh,
I don't need to. I can hold my breath. Just swim fast enough.
Mama Swizzle, as you're swimming around down there, there is a potion that appears to be a potion of water breathing that you can bring up to the surface and give him if you'd like.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I bring it to QZ, who I see getting ready to jump.
Mama Swizzle, I've been around long enough to know not to drink mysterious bottles, and I throw it.
Oh no! It shatters against the wall and drips down into the cracks.
Mama Swizzle.
You
Okay.
can't trick me with that stuff. I've already turned into a strawberry once. I know you guys in your games.
Of course, you do have the cloak, but you can also wild shape, Mama Swizzle, so you can still, have someone help you if you want. But giving them the cloak and
Hey, cat, stop yelling.
Yeah, but I can't really carry something too heavy in a goldfish
well,
form.
you don't have to be a goldfish. You could be any other swimming creature.
Be a shark.
Octopus, crocodile.
I can't be a crocodile. I can't be a shark. Those are too high level shapeshifting
Oh.
for me.
Okay, I see. Fair enough.
Even after the level up?
Yeah, even after level up. My next one, I believe, is going to be.
Can you be a turtle?
No, I cannot be a turtle.
What's the
Disappointing.
largest sea creature you can be?
Goldfish.
What about a big goldfish?
Maybe he could be a pufferfish. Just carry, just sinks to the bottom with all the gold inside him.
But I mean, if you do
Oh,
hand
hold
off
it,
the
hold
cloak
it.
to somebody.
Hold it. I can turn into a crocodile. What?
I'll be right back, guys.
just
My
looked
cat's
it up.
hissing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I would like to take my robe off and I put it on QZ. Even if he feels like he's going to fight me, I'm just putting it on him like a child.
No, I mean this I accept more. Like you've been wearing it, of course.
And then I push him into the water.
Whoop!
Okay. Do you hold your breath, or do you?
Yeah, I
attempt-
hold my breath and I just start swimming down because I was going to anyway.
Okay, sure.
Eventually, I'll realize.
Sure. Yeah. If you ever
And,
run out of breath, you'll realize that you can breathe.
And-
Underwater.
And then I will shapeshift into a crocodile. I had no clue I could do that.
Gotcha. Okay, cat's gone for a minute. I'll just.
And when we're just bringing up all of the
Let's
treasure.
just say
I
we
think.
got everything up. And
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Let's fast
take the
forward.
time to.
Take some time. Fast forward. I was gonna wait for Kat to be here so she could hear all the things that are there, but you find various gems and pieces of gold, and there's so much like copper pieces, silver pieces, electrum gold, platinum pieces. There's also some pieces of gold that are kind of like red in color, like not really rose gold, even redder than that, but it's
I'd like to take
it's
one or
still
two
gold,
of those.
but it's red for some reason. What do you want to do with them, Mama Swizzle?
I want to take two of those myself.
Sure. Just two? Because there's.
Yeah.
I'll read you out the numbers. There is 980,000 copper pieces.
Holy
There's
shit!
134,000 silver. There's 17,000 electrum. There's 4,000 gold. 16,000 red gold. 98 platinum. And there's also. That was just the round numbers. There's more specific numbers as well.
Yeah, well, holy cow. I was not expecting that much.
In total, it's about 54,000 worth in gold, and that's just the actual gold, like monetary stuff. There's also gems like black opal that is probably worth a great amount. There's a pink diamond, a bejeweled ivory drinking horn with like gold filigree around the edges. There's a blue spinel crystal and various other gems all over the place. There's that.
Question.
Yep.
Am I allowed to swim down there?
Sure.
Well, we brought everything up.
Yeah, you will. you
Oh,
know, have to hold your
everything's
breath.
You
up?
can help.
It'll be
Yeah,
more
you can definitely
difficult.
have help.
But yeah, we'll
Okay,
just
I
say
have
that
helped.
you all help in the process
yeah.
of getting this loot
We
out.
we're like slowly chuck it up and like you're just
That's
like
okay.
kind of waving in the
I can
water and
shapeshift.
you
I
set
have
it out
guilds, you
there.
know.
Oh, of course,
Alright,
everybody
sounds-
can shapeshift.
Um,
Whenever.
how much platinum can my character carry?
I mean, I'd say you'd be able to carry all the platinum in one trip up and down because there's only 98 platinum.
Can I carry it
no, she
in
wants
my
to
inventory?
steal it. She wants to steal it.
Oh.
What steal?
Are you going to inform us that you're taking this platinum?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
I want the red gold.
Okay.
I think you'll have to convince the others.
How much
let me
is
check.
it?
I'll give you the information in 1 second. Ray, by the way, when you're swimming down with all of these repeated trips, since you're a actual like sea creature and you can kind of get a better sense of your environment as you're swimming around, you can kind of tell that this chamber extends, farther out. It looks like there's a whole complex down here, though that may or may not be of interest to you because the main loot appears to be directly here. But just letting you know. And there's
Maybe
also
next.
like a long path that seems to like go out towards the ocean. You're not quite
Interesting.
sure, but
Maybe
We
next
will
time.
have to explore that later, and we'll also
If
have to
it's
talk
worth it.
about how we divide up the treasure later.
Well, we're gonna
Yes.
divide it up evenly by all of us. So how many of us is there?
Well,
I still want the red gold.
I mean, I don't know if the
Yeah, yeah.
NPCs would actually want that to happen or not.
yeah. So here, let me
I feel like it might end up being an argument.
let me tell you about the interesting like magical items of note first, and then I'll tell you about the actual gold numbers so we can talk about that. So in addition to the flute that you guys found and the book that you got, you already have the items that you found, but in addition to that, there's also a splinter of that black stone that Ananias had at the very beginning. Remember that they contributed to the original cult gathering. There's another piece of stone. It's like triangular, more or less like a perfectly smooth black stone pyramid, and you can tell it's of that same stone. There's just like a weird vibration and magical energy that kind of comes off of it that you can now feel with your new found connection to the weave, Ananias. So you can tell it's of the same nature and it's definitely important. You also find a metal tube, more or less, that, well, if you decide to open it, it's like one of those poppy open things that like is supposed to protect items that are inside, and within it you find a silver rod that has red eyes and a button on the top. Finally, there appears to be crammed in the bottom of that, there's like a little black cloth. There's also the hilt of a sword with the crescent moon symbol on it, but
oh
no
yeah,
blade.
I wanted that one.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
I really have to be going.
Okay, sounds good. See you, Pump. We'll talk about the,
Bye.
the this later. Okay, well, so Mama Swizzle's interested in the red gold. You're interested in the platinum, Ananias. There's plenty of gold to go around, so we'll talk about that next time. But I think this is a good
How
place
much
to call
red
it.
gold?
Well done.
How much red gold?
There is 16,768 pieces of red gold.
Can I even carry that much?
Probably not.
I'll take 1,000 if I can carry that much.
Yeah, you would be able to carry 1,000. It would
I'm
be.
kidding.
Let's see. How much? I'm curious. How much would that actually weigh? Gold weight. IV. Okay, 50 coins weighs a pound. So that means 1,000 coins would weigh about 25 pounds. So
Well, I have -3 strength thanks to you, so. Did
I will say,
that or
Mama
not?
Swizzle, after a long rest, the effects of that strength reducing does go away.
Okay, cool. That was kind of scary, you know.
Yep, that could have been a lot worse.
Okay, so I have -1. Can I carry 1,000 red gold?
Yeah, I would say you can carry 25 pounds of additional weight.
Alright, cool.
If you wanted to carry 2,000 gold, that would be 50 pounds of additional weight. Then we might be, talking
Nah.
much more difficult.
I
But-
think a magic sword hilt, 1k red gold, that cloak, that should be more than enough.
Interesting. Yeah. And of course, you can always leave this stuff here and claim the keep, come back another day and get some more. Maybe it could be your home base, now that you've eliminated the threats. Of course, you still gotta watch out for traps, but... yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Thank you all for coming to this, session.
TED Talk?
It was real fun.
Oh, can you hear? We can hear you now.
Hear who?
You.
Cat?
What? What's wrong with me?
What?
Why would you say you can hear me now?
Oh, I heard you said, "Can we talk?"
I said TED Talk. Thank you for
Oh,
coming to my
TED.
TED Talk.
Oh, okay. Makes more sense now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye
Kat.
bye.
Bye, Ray.
Bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
playing. It was good to see you all. I don't know how to end sessions very well. Good stuff. Did you enjoy?
Oh yes, that was actually quite epic. That ending for the dragon.
Yeah, I expected you guys to have to come back and fight it, and it was going to be so great. I had plans already ready, and then
I bet you
got
did.
'em. You got him. I'm proud of y'all. I'm
You
also...
should have ignored the swizzle.
I really thought that NPC was going to die too, but now I have another one to deal with again. Good stuff.
Honestly, I was thinking that the shadows would somehow bypass Swizzle's immortality.
Well, that will have to be a story for another day. Alrighty, well.
So what's the news on Pirate D&D?
I've just been busy trying to do other things in life, so I haven't really thought about it too much. I still need to worry about what rules set I'm going to use for the ship combat. That's the main thing that's slowing me down, really. Also, not wanting to do the research and remembering all the notes that I have, because I'm reusing a bunch of notes from something else, and I have to look at them all, so I'm being lazy on that. Because life has been busy. But I am excited to do that at some point. Yeah. So you said the Rat Man is actually like an official...
No, I said the Ratman is a custom race, while the Swashbuckler is an official class.
Interesting. Cool. I will have to look it up.
It's a
'cause I...
class based off of the thief, the rogue. The rogue. It's a subclass.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm certainly down. My friend asked me to do something, I think. Let's see. Oh, Shroomy asked if I wanted to do piracy, so I might have to head out for now, but we can talk about that at some other point.
I uninstalled my pirate game.
Fair enough. You
I
had
lost
done everything there was to do, so I fully understand that. I'm kind of losing interest in it as well a little bit. Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell Shroomy. He'll feel lonely.
Yeah, he just got into it, so I'm holding out to try to extend my interest in it, but I am slowly starting to lose interest a little bit.
If I remember correctly, Shroomy told me no when I tried introducing him to the game.
Oh yeah, no, he trashed on us on Sea of Thieves for so long, and then randomly, a couple of weeks ago, he was like, "Hey, by the way, I got Sea of Thieves," and I was like, "What?"
What?
It was so shocking, couldn't believe it. I'm so excited. I get to take out this bookmark for the young dragon that I was using stats for, or adapting stats for. This has been bookmarked for so long. Oh, and I can also take the... No, I can't. I mean, yes, I totally can take the bookmark out for the shadows as well. Definitely, didn't hint about anything that there might be more of them anywhere that might... Yep. Anyway, that'll be a story for another day.
Sounds good.
Have a good one, Ray. See you later.
You too, buddy.